I haven't shared for a while on Selfless Awakening, and I now feel intuitively led to share again, and so here we go. I just thought I would share a little bit about where I'm at now, what's going on in my life, what my practices are, and I thought I would just be still and present and just share a little bit about where I'm at. That's what I enjoy on YouTube. I do a lot of watching others' videos, people talking about awakening, awareness, meditation, presence. And so I feel really clear that one of the ways that I can be of further service to others isn't me preaching, try this, try that, which I feel kind of a little bit of my energy before was, but more so to just share what I'm doing in my life, where I'm at, because that's what I feel most connected to when I watch videos of others, where they're just sharing authentically where they're at on their sort of life's journey. So I'll put this out into the cosmos. This is where I'm at. In the real world, I guess sort of physical world things, I've had it's been an incredible time of shifting and transformation for the work that I do, where I get to work as a vocal instructor, helping people find their voices, and lately I've been stepping more into the role of being of service to voice teachers who are looking to deepen their skills in teaching singing and helping them by creating a certification program in teaching singing. And it's been a new sort of world of creating and manifesting for me, and something that's been really exciting. And so that's happening. That's part of my world, which has been beautiful, and I've had some great breakthroughs through that process. I've been noticing as my world of, I guess you'd call it my real world, like what people deem success, money and expansion of business and things like that. From the real world, I have been experiencing more physical world success, and more so than I ever have in my life. And in the experience of it, I have noticed where my ego has tried to take credit for it, or, oh, look at how great, look at what you did. I have noticed the attempt of it to do that, and it did kind of start to hijack it a little bit, which I won't go into too much, but I did become really present to it, and as I shifted it, I guess I'll give one example. I realized in my working on the certification method, because I'm creating the certification method for vocal instructors, and I have 6 vocal instructors that we already finished it with 3 of the instructors, and we're finishing it this week with the other 3, where I took them through a 16-week online course to train them, and it was basically a course breaking down all of the things over the last 14 years as a vocal instructor that I've experienced that I believe to be important things to helping someone starting off how to teach voice. And so in doing that, I had a lot of what I'll call the master ego, where my ego was really identified with, well, you're starting a vocal method, you really need to be, you got to know your stuff, you have to be the master, and you have to, and what I was noticing as I was each week creating new video content based on whatever the topic was I had picked in the world of voice to teach the instructors, I would start doing research on the topic, and I realized, wow, there's some new things I could know about this or deepen in my own practice, And so it was very humbling for me, and I had a lot of resistance and fighting inside of me energetically until I was meditating, and I had this shift where I became present to stay the student. You don't need to be the master. Like, which blew my mind. It was this idea of just stop. You don't need to be the master. Because the idea of being a master of anything really comes with this idea of stopping, if you're the master, what is there to know? And so I liked this idea of, I don't need to be the master. I can just share what I know and continue to stay open to any better ways to do things than the processes that I use right now. And once I shifted that energy, my business, the whole method, the whole joy for me on the journey shifted, which then shifted my excitement about it, which then shifted the whole project. And now here we are finishing it up and finishing up the first wave of it. And now it seems that life, the universe, whatever word you want to use, source energy, God, the energy, I feel that there's now this other path opening up of my role, not only working with clients in voice as I have been, but also working with instructors and helping them even more as a role. And now that's kind of what the universe has given me, is more instructors who want to study this way. And so here we go, new adventures. And as this has all been happening, and as this abundance in my life, I've been saying a lot of affirmations, abundance affirmations. I am abundance. I'm a magnet for passive income. I'm in alignment with wealth. I've been saying these now daily for several months. And every time I deposit money, I have this little money celebration party. And I'm now really seeing this experiment that I started maybe 7 months ago, 6-7 months ago. I have manifested in the past, but this new one of just deepening my intention on focusing in gratitude for things that I'm attracting to myself. I'm really in the middle of those things that I was having gratitude for in my manifesting are all kind of coming into focus. Financial things, business things, health, physical things, everything's just so much. It's so much true that what we focus on is what we attract to ourselves. And so I've been experiencing a lot in that, and also a real clarity in what gives me the greatest joy in my life. And that's been a real quest lately on my spiritual journey. My mindfulness journey has been, where's my greatest joy? And I've had real clarity on that. One of my greatest joys is in helping others, period. Just being of service to others. I've been doing a lot of meditating on surrendering over to what is the most loving thing I can do in this moment? Universe, what would you have me do? Giving away all of my, what I consider to be my success to the universe, surrendering it over. This isn't something that I can own. I don't own this success. I don't own these ideas. I don't own this. I don't own anything. I'm just I'm just the consciousness watching the movie, and the more that I surrender into this, the more that I have really deepened into this awareness and this surrendering of giving it all away, giving the things that bother me to the universe to deal with, giving the successes and the things that have happened out of successes, just surrendering them over, not trying to take credit for anything. And I've just noticed such a genuine humility come into my awareness. And here's the, I've been really emotional lately when I feel this deep feeling of love coming up in me, and it seems to happen when I share about bliss and joy and awakening, and so I forget what I just got distracted because I felt the love thing come up, but on I guess on this journey, on my present, on this path lately, I've been paradoxically having more real world success and feeling less attached to it at the same time. And that's really it. And I think I was tangenting on talking about what my greatest joys are. That's what it was, yeah. Helping others, I was saying. I love it. I get to receive that joy. Having great conversations about the universe, I love that. That's a thing that gives me joy in my life. Disconnecting from identification with thought and becoming aware of the awareness, the deeper, the true self that I am, which is the awareness independent of thoughts. That gives me a lot of joy. Taking care of my body, making healthy choices, it gives me joy. Exercising, stretching, doing yoga. I do a lot of the Wim Hof breathing method gives me joy. Just clarity about what gives me joy, and what it's not all of this stuff. It's not the collection of stuff. And it's not how many likes I get on social media and Facebook, and it's not that. That's the opposite of it. Because what that is, what I'm so clear on now, is all of that is mind identification. That's Facebook, YouTube, advertising, other than videos like this one where all of the words are intended to be pointing toward the awakening, the detachment from identification with thoughts, which there are videos and things pointing at that. But outside of that, the world of Facebook and Instagram and social media, they're all set up in a way to suck your mind into becoming unconscious, and I just feel so clear that my joy is really in sort of stepping away from this identification. And so a lot of times I've been, I'm as likely to just sit in my backyard and stare at a tree and slowly kind of detach from my thoughts and appreciate the beauty of the tree and feel my inner body. And that's nowadays as entertaining or more than watching something. So it's been definitely, these last several months have been a deepening, or a lightening, or or a shifting of consciousness in me. I feel more emotional, more loving. I feel more at peace with whatever comes up. I feel that throughout the day, more and more I become present to what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. I'm becoming clearer about what is more the spontaneous next right thing to do. I feel less identified with my thoughts. I feel less worried about the future. I feel more in the moment. And I feel a balance of living in being and doing. This idea of a state of being is just living inside of the awareness of my true self, which I can feel right now. I'm present to the way my hands feel I'm present to sounds of the birds in the background and the air conditioner behind me. This is the state of being. The state of doing is me doing a video, me teaching a lesson, me cleaning the house, doing, being. And I feel there's a balance. I'm understanding the balance of this human experience, and that if I'm too identified with the state of doing, I get caught up in ego. I get caught up in fear eventually. I get caught up in thoughts. I get stressed out. Something becomes a big deal. And also on the other side, if I'm really identified with being as the exclusive, just being, without any doing, I feel like I will just wither away. And there's a balance of being and doing. And then doing and being at the same time. Time dedicated to being, just sitting still. Time where I'm doing. Well, I really guess I would say it's not time doing, time being, and then time doing and being at the same time. It's really more being all the time. That's the name of the game. I feel that when I take each morning time and I sit and I'm quiet and I really take 20, 40, 50 minutes and I get to a place where I'm identified with that inner stillness, or I just sit and I breathe and I count my breaths, or I focus on my breath, and then eventually my thoughts stream and my thoughts aren't doing all this, oh my gosh, I have so many important things to think about, but I'm just still and quiet. When I do that at the beginning of the day, I find that throughout the day I pop out and become aware of my thinking and aware of my emotions more commonly. And in doing that, that's some of the greatest opportunities for shifting. And I've been noticing that's been happening at a higher frequency of waking hours in my day. And so that really is this state of combined doing and being, is where I'm like, if I'm giving a voice lesson and I become present to my thoughts, I become present to the way the piano feels, the keyboard feels. I become present to, am I creating thoughts in addition to what the student's doing or what I'm doing on the piano, deepening in. I've been having more and more moments of, I would say, a state of presence in my doing. Like right now, I feel, I've come in and out of it in this video. There have been moments where I've been really identified with my deep true self, and then where my mind kind of drifted for a second, and I was identified with the words that I was saying as opposed to the true deep self. Right now, because I'm talking about the true deep self, the awareness, I feel very present to it right now, in this very particular moment. But I've been having more and more moments like this one where I'm present. I'm speaking from the stillness, as Eckhart Tolle would say, where I'm aware of myself as the stillness, like I am right now. And I feel the sun, what just popped in my head was that the sun is shining on my face. It's probably making the camera look different, and I can't see it right now. And I'm going to use that as an intuitive sign to stop talking. And I'm going to share more, whatever this is, this sort of brain, these wanderings of thoughts about where I'm at, and from time to time, because I feel like I would love to hear other people sharing where they're at in their consciousness experiences, and this kinds of things. I feel I'm attracted to this information, so I'm putting it out because I want to receive more of it myself. So I'll share more as time continues. Sending you all love, and if this resonates with you at all, or you have anything to add to it, please message me or leave a comment below, because one of the things I look forward to, what I feel gratitude for attracting more and more, is like-minded conversation, and talking about awakening and consciousness. So sending you all love. Have a beautiful day.